Axel Ryding. Lieutenant General Knut Axel Ryding, 28 August 1831 – 7 February 1897, was a Swedish Army officer. His senior commands include the post of Chief of the General Staff and Commanding Officer of the 3rd Military District and the 3rd Division. Ryding also served as Minister for War for 5 years. Career. Ryding was born on 28 August 1831 at Sandgardet, near Vänersborg, in Västra Tunholmsåken, Älvsborg County. He was the younger brother of Gustaf Ryding (1833–1901), future governor of Västernorrland County. He passed studentexamen in Uppsala in 1849 and was commissioned as an officer in the Gotha Artillery Regiment in 1851 with the rank of Underleutnant. Ryding was promoted to captain there in 1863. In 1861–70 he served as a teacher of physics at the Higher Artillery School Hager Artilleryläroverket in Mariborg, and in 1863–72 he also served as a teacher of artillery and handguns at the Royal Military Academy. Furthermore, Ryding was a teacher of mathematics and physics at the Pharmaceutical Institute Pharmaceutiska Institutet from 1861. After having served as secretary in the Defense Committee Forsvarsutskottet in the Riksdag of 1871, Ryding was appointed General Staff Officer the following year and was promoted to Major in the Army that same year. Promoted to Lieutenant Colonel of the General Staff in 1873, he assumed the post of Chief of the Military Office of the Ministry of Land Defense in 1873. In 1875, he was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel and appointed Commanding Officer of the Jämtland Ranger Corps, from which he was transferred in 1879 as Colonel and Regimental Commander of Skaraborg Regiment. In February 1882, he was appointed Major General and Chief of the General Staff, but only held this position for a few months, when in June of that year, he was appointed Council of State Statsråd and head of the Ministry of Land Defense, commonly known as Minister for War. In this capacity, he presented to the Riksdag of 1883 that of the 1880 Land Defense Committee's Landforsvarskommittén, of which he was a member, large drafted proposal of a new army order based on recruited regular troops and conscripts. However, despite the careful investigation of the defense issue and the persuasive manner in which Ryding fought for the implementation of the proposal, it was not adopted, mainly for the reason that the Andra Kammaren, by an overwhelming majority, decided to delete the provision contained in the proposal on the formation of reserve troops for the army, after which the Första Kammaren rejected the proposal on the method of procurement of the regular troops. The fate, which thus affected the government's proposal, resulted in Ryding along with the other members of the cabinet asked for resignation from the cabinet, which however was not granted to him. Over the next few years, Ryding tried with great energy on the partial path of reforms provide at least some increase in Sweden's defense force, but most of the proposals for that purpose, which were presented to the Riksdag, were stopped against the thrift of the Andra Kammaren's majority. However, when the Riksdag did not grant the necessary funds, Ryding resigned in 1887 from the cabinet. However, in 1885, he had been appointed commanding officer of the 3rd Military District Tredje Militärdistriktet, which position along with the associated command of the 3rd Division Tredje Fordilningen he held until 1896, when, broken by a long-standing illness, he retired from military service. Prior to that, in 1892, he had been promoted to lieutenant general. In 1883–87 Ryding was a member of the Första Kammaren for Västernorrland County and in 1891–92 a member of the Andra Kammaren for the cities of Mariestad, Skövde and Falköping. Ryding was a member of the Committee on Construction Basics for Gun Carriage, to field cannons Kommeten angehend Konstruktionsgrunde Vorlaget till Falkenoner in 1872, in the Committee on the Defense of the Inlets to Stockholm and other ports Kommeten angehend Forsvaret även Lopen till Stockholm och Andra hamnar from 1878 to 1879, and for some time in the Land Defense Committee Landforsvarskommittén from 1880 to 1882, chairman from 1891 to 1892. Personal life. Ryding married on 5 January 1875 in Vanersborg to Jenny Christina Rosalia Rosalie Peterson, 5 February 1842, in Stockholm 22 March 1925 in Stockholm, the daughter of Carl Gustaf Peterson and Johanna Maria Winberg. They had 3 children, Karin Astrid Christina born 3 April 1878, Jenny Marika Charlotta 20 August 1886, January 1955, and Johann Carl Axel born 23 April 1882. Ryding died on 7 February 1897 in Skov. He was buried at Sankta Ilan Cemetery in Skov. Dates of rank: 1851, Underleutnant; 1856, Lieutenant; 1863, Captain; 1872, Major; 1873, Lieutenant Colonel; 1879, Colonel; 1882, Major General; 1892, Lieutenant General. Awards and decorations. Ryding's awards: Commander Grand Cross of the Order of the Sword, Knight of the Order of St. Olav, Grand Cross of the St. Benedict of Aves, Grand Officer of the Legion of Honor, Commander of the Order of Franz Joseph, Knight of the Order of the Dannebrog. Honors: Member of the Royal Swedish Academy of War Sciences 1866,